will not stand.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I titled this performance piece "Progressive Discourse 2022." It's something to see. If we've got the clip ready, let's just roll it because.
What exactly does the pigs represent there?
I love that.
Do you feel like it's still justified to prevent unvaccinated people from flying on federal flights right now?
They're committed. I'll give them that. They're committed to their...
In the world, there's no other government preventing unvaccinated people from flying. It's only Canada that's preventing the unvaccinated from flying in the country. No other country is doing that. Do you promote that?
It's so
policy?
And he's asking good questions. How is he doing this?
Yeah.
You know, you can tell their politics by their masks right away.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're dealing with. You don't even have to read their signs. But he's literally asking legitimate questions, and instead they're treating him like garbage. And this is something we deal with every day as Rebel journalists. We laugh at it. Because the people who do it to us are worthy of our mockery. But if this happened to a CBC journalist, holy moly, intolerable Twitter experience for 18 hours.
And it's just how stoic Efron. That's what I was laughing at there. Stoic Efron. Like, it's the most ridiculous. And here's another angle of this. Like, he's being so
visible
calm,
minority.
giving them an opportunity. We see this so often. We'll go, like, Antifa will be at an event and they're arguing with people. So we're like, hey, what's your thing here? What are you arguing? What are you counter protesting? And they attack you. Or we go to a event that's maybe a little more progressive in nature, and then we'll talk to people and say, so what exactly is your point here? What do you? And the amount of time people just go on personal sort of ad hominem attacks is wild. But this is pretty much par for the course in this day and age. That's what you get: screaming, swearing, allegations that you're racist, even if you're a minority. There's no discourse left. And I, for one, there's no one really that I won't talk to and have a conversation with.
No.
Particularly, I mean, unless they're literally spouting hate speech or inciting crimes. But I'll have conversations with people, even if I fundamentally am opposed to them, because, hey, that's part of the job. You ask questions, you investigate, you share perspectives, you tell the other side of the story. That's what journalism once was. I was having a conversation with someone recently, and they said, well, what are you going to do if the Conservatives get back in federally, as though we're not journalists and we just have a one-sided drive? I'm like, no one has held Jason Kenney to account in Alberta more than us, the same way we hold the NDP to account. Whether it's the Federals or the Conservatives in federally, we're going to do journalism. Unlike the CBC and the bought-off and paid-for media that have one agenda and that's all they do, and then they just go to puff pieces when their guys are in and they skirt away from the actual issues. We're journalists, so we ask real questions, like Efron was trying to do there.
Yeah, I mean, and some of the most ridiculous criticism leveled at Efron, like somebody said, well, that's what he should get because he looks like he's dressed like he's going duck hunting. He's a one-man show out on the streets of Ottawa. I look at him and I'm like, okay, perfect. He's got a hat. Perfect. Check. Comfortable clothes. Check, because you're working alone. He's carrying his equipment. Sorry, but our journalists are not well-kept CBC journalists that go out to do 30 seconds worth of work, and they've got a satellite truck, a chase producer, a guy who holds a piece of tinfoil to make sure that you have good lighting, a cameraman, an audio guy, and then somebody else, because I don't know, I think the union makes you have like an 8-man crew. I'm not sure how all of that works. But like literally there's a guy whose job it is to just reflect the sun at your face. So, we run a tight ship. Our journalists work really hard. And that's your criticism. He deserves a dog toys honked in his face because he's not wearing a suit and tie like David Menzies. Give me a break.
Yeah. Well, these mainstream media outlets, if they show up at all, which for folks out there who haven't been following the Conservative Party leadership, leadershipreports.ca, we're very often, other than the biggest events, the only people there covering it. But we also go to these events, and if it's an 8-hour event, we're there for 8 hours. We see the mainstream media show up for 3 minutes and get their one clip and leave, or they get the one clip that they want to make someone look bad. I literally saw at a Dr. Leslin Lewis event, CTV show up halfway through, sit there not filming. Someone asked a tough question about COVID. They filmed that to try and get her on something, and they left immediately. They got their one clip and they went. We're there all day. Sometimes we go from one story to another. I've had 18-hour days. You can't wear a suit during that. You've got gear in your pockets, battery packs, all that stuff. Yeah. It's real journalism. Sorry to break it to you guys, but I think Efron looked great there, though. Very stylish. He could be on the cover of Eddie Bauer magazine, no problem whatsoever.
I love that
Look
jacket.
at that. Backwards hat. Nice. Great. Efron looks good, buddy. Is Efron watching? You're looking good, man.
Styling.
Great work out there.
I want to know where you got.
And let's go to someone who's not looking quite so good now.
Oh, Triggly Wicken. Okay, so everybody remembers Triggly Puff, the triggered lady? I don't know. Lady, maybe.
So. Let's not assume. The bipedal. I'm just going to call them bipedal.
Triggered person who like freaked out and was like screaming, and she went down in history as Triggly Puff. She did look like Triggly. Well, we met the Triggly Wicken over the weekend, or David Menzies did. And I did explicitly tell everybody, please don't wander in too closely into groups of counter protesters, because they are violent, and they are emboldened, and they are radicalized, and the police are not going to help you. Actually, the police are likely to hurt you, as we learned with Alexa at the last convoy protest. But David saw somebody who looked peaceful and sort of set aside away from everybody else. And so he went up to get her there. I don't know, I'm struggling, viewpoint on the Rolling Thunder protest. So let's meet the Triggly Wicken.
If you're going to protest something as nebulous as freedom, then you can't encroach on others.
I'm not sure I understand. Is nebulous as freedom?
The concept of a nebulous freedom. They don't have a specific title, a specific reason for being here. They're all over the place, and all they're doing is suppressing Ottawa residents, Ottawa businesses. We are being harassed and held hostage for their supposed encroachments on freedom. What does a single white man have to say to anybody about a bodily autonomy freedoms?
Abraham.
Sure what race has to do with it.
I didn't say anything about race.
You said a white man.
Single white man, sure, race.
Okay, so I mean, what does race have to do with it? When I look at people that are gathering here today, it's right across the multi-diverse spectrum.
No more comments.
Oh, okay then. Well, wait, when it says convoy go home, didn't the convoy go home in February?
They called it a convoy? It's a convoy.
You mean this gathering here, is that a convoy?
Please go away.
Okay then.
No more comments.
All right. But
no more comments.
It just seems to
No more comments.
Okay.
No more comments.
You can't articulate.
No more comments.
Wow.
No more comments.
Have I triggered you?
No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments.
It's like interviewing on
No more comments.
Soda doesn't come
No
out.
more.
Oh, hey guys, thanks for watching. That's a clip from our Rebel News Daily Livestream, where we talk about the news of the day in an unscripted and interactive way. It's co-hosted at noon Eastern or 10 Mountain Standard Time by me on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, we've got rotating co-hosting happening from some of our other on-air talent. So good news, there's something for everybody. We broadcast on YouTube, but if you want the full uncensored version, you're going to have to find us on Rumble, Super U, and Odyssey. And be sure to sign up for our rebelnews.com emails so that you never miss us when we go live.